I am the film editor for Paste Magazine, and we're here at the Sennheiser Plus Paste Interactive Studio and Lounge doing our interviews for the next 3 days. Thank you for joining us. We are here with the director and a couple of stars of the Neil LaBute penned Some Girls. So why don't you, as if you need any introduction, why don't you each introduce yourselves to our viewers?
I'm Adam Brody.
I'm Mia Maestro.
I'm Daisy Von Schiller-Mayer, the director.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, now have y'all had a screening yet?
Last
night. And how was the reaction?
Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It was great. It was really great.
It was really good.
It really played hilariously funny, it's a very dark piece and has a lot of drama, but it killed. It was great.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a Neil LaBute piece that has some darkness to it. That's really surprising.
Yeah.
So tell me about coming to work with Neil, and did y'all know each other before the project, or what?
Adam was first on, actually.
Oh, I did a short film. I did a short film with him like a year prior, 6 months prior, but honestly, we're just pen pals. I had lunch with him like 7 years ago.
Wow.
And that's it. And I mean, we were emailing this morning, as you were, but he's a ghost. And he was supposed to be here, and his plane got snowed in. He was on the flight, and so he had me read a letter to the audience last night. He's just he's always with us.
He doesn't actually exist, does he?
I don't think so.
He's really
I think he's
you.
That's kind of cool.
This is the moment to
Hope so, yeah.
break the news.
Yeah.
That's right. Breaking story. Neil LaBute
I
is
wrote In the Company of Men when I was 17. It was, a pretty prolific kid. Anyways, but so we're we all, I think, really enjoy the material, and he's been nothing but encouraging and supportive.
Yeah.
From
and
his
present as well, because he watched the dailies and gave us notes and
I mean, he's definitely been an
active
presence,
producer.
but,
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
And Daisy, how about you? How about you
Oh,
coming
I
to the
came to the
project?
project a little late, but I'm just such a huge fan of Neil's. It was a no-brainer.
How was? I expect it must have been kind of as a director, it's always a little intimidating to take on great writing.
Yeah.
But when you take on the great writing of someone who has directed his own writing really, really amazingly well before,
Yes.
that's got to be intimidating, right?
It was, but he's so nice in his emails, and he was so supportive that it went well. He was very encouraging when he saw dailies, and I sent him cuts when I was editing, and he was encouraging about that. And we actually added a scene. The scene with Zoe Kazan. It wasn't in the original play, but it was in the published play as an addendum. And Neil wanted to put that in the screenplay, and it's a really devastating scene. So it was a little different than.
The amazing Zoe Kazan.
Yeah.
We're
fantastic.
big slobbering fans of Zoe's at Pace, no doubt. I would think that any movie would be helped by adding a scene with Zoe Kazan.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, tell us about a little bit about sort of what we can expect from the film. You don't have to give away anything about the plot you don't want to, but what would like people to know
The
about
basic setup is it's a guy, he's going to get married soon, and so he's flying around to different hotel rooms, different cities to meet up with 5 of his ex-girlfriends, ex-loves, to ostensibly to see if he has any damage to repair or things to atone for. But, his motives are somewhat murky and are revealed as the movie goes along. And it, it has the sound of a romantic comedy a little bit. That said, it is Neil LaBute, and so it's a bit nastier than that.
It's quite dark.
But funny, and as was very evident last night, was played really funny, which I was so happy to witness.
Yeah. I'd love to hear about the two of you and your process as actors, what you prefer, your process as a director, and how those married up. Or how you worked out any differences, or how did all that work?
Mia's really difficult.
Yeah,
really difficult. No, she's not.
It's just all about hair.
Actually, it was just interesting because the material is so dense and wonderful, and so to me it all started there, just working on the character, and then working with Adam. We had 1 day to block the scene and rehearse it, and then we had 3 days to film it. So it was quite a quick process, for doing a play. Normally when you're doing theater, you would have like 3 to 4 weeks to rehearse it. So It was just quick, but just quite instant because the material is just so rich.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of. It was a big workload in a short amount of time, and it was pretty thrilling because each scene, you know, we would rehearse for one day and block the scene and make a bunch of decisions about how we wanted to block it, the dynamics of it, and then we would shoot it in 3 days. So that first day, for me, I actually found the most thrilling because I just would make more creative decisions in that day than I do in any regular 6 months, it feels like. So yeah, I mean, and there wasn't a budding of styles so much. I mean, there wasn't even time to butt it. You just, you know, it was actually a pretty smooth operating machine.
I was really blessed to have actors that came in with so much preparation. They were off book. They had done a lot of character work and a lot of deeper analysis of all the scene work so that we were able to then make quick decisions like this is working, this isn't, let's be over here. And I tried to mix it up as much as I could visually so that you don't get cabin fever, which I don't think you do.
No. Which is a real feat because, I mean, it's 5 scenes in 5 square hotel rooms. And the fact that it doesn't feel claustrophobic, I think, is a credit to Daisy.
Well,
and a credit to a credit to how he shot it, and then a credit to Neil and just the dramatic twists and turns he takes that keeps it really engaging.
What did you do to try to, what did you do to make it more of a continuous rather than a discrete feeling, rather than it feeling episodic, like here's 5 short films that all go together about this guy going to ex-girlfriends? Or did you go for that? Did you want it to feel very discrete?
I think they are discrete.
Yeah.
I mean, his character has a very clear arc, and you see him growing and evolving, and the piece naturally has a build to it where it gets more dramatic, and each scene the stakes get higher and sort of more loaded. But I do feel like each scene is almost its own play, and in fact, we shot them each differently. So some are handheld, some are on the dolly. Like, we tried to mix it up based on the women.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, speaking of different ways to shoot things, one of the things we were talking about a second ago is how, in my opinion, a lot of indie filmmakers make a big mistake, which is when they're looking to save on budget, they look to maybe cut sound first, it seems.
Right.
And a lot of indie
What
projects
should we
suffer.
cut? What should we cut?
That's right. Well, obviously, actors.
What goes?
Obviously, actors' salaries need to go because on indie films, y'all get paid way too much.
I'm going to be the royalties on this alone.
I'm so proud of the sound work on this film because people keep asking what the locations were, and we shot entirely on a soundstage. So I think it's a testament to both the on-set sound mixer, but also to the mix that we did in post, that you're feeling the life of outdoors, and that's a big sell along with the production
There was
design
some
to make you
well-timed
believe.
thunder in there last night.
Yeah,
I leaned over to
there's
Andrew.
some
I'm like,
sirens,
is it
there's
raining
some
outside, or is
thunder,
that
there's
this is the
some-
movie?
And I called in a favor, like all these indie films you call in favors, but the rock star I called in is a guy named Matthew Iadarola, who's the sound mixer, and he mixed The Player and a bunch of great movies. That said, I wish we'd had more time to prep the mix because he would have had more to play with. We did save a little bit too much, I think, there, but he was able to just finesse the music and the dialogue and all the cinematic features. That's what makes it not a play. It's one of the big elements that makes it feel like a film experience.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Well, last question. So we're here at South by Southwest. Lots of great film, but also lots of great music going on. Do each of you have a favorite artist or band that you're listening to a lot now that maybe some people out there aren't listening to enough that you'd like to plug? And
They both have bands.
there you go.
Do you have a band?
I don't know. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
Well, then give 2. Give your own, and then give somebody else 2.
I really like, and I think plenty of people are listening to it, I'm sure, but the Wild Nothing album, Nocturne I think it's called, I love every song on it. It's just, it's the album I've been playing the most the last 6 months. It just kills me.
Yeah. And what's the name of your band?
That's
a pretty cool name. How do you spell that?
I mean, I like them, but whatever.
I've been listening to the last Sigur Rós record. I'm a big Icelandic fan, and also the last Julia Stone record that she did by herself. I really love it, and and I've been listening to my own music because I had an EP coming out in December and a video, and the album is coming out this year. It's under my own name, Mia Maestro. So.
Nice, fantastic. And
Yeah, the
have
video
a-
is
I'm-
incredible.
I'm-
I've seen the video. It's incredible, actually.
Yeah, the video's quite cool. yeah.
Really cool.
Nice.
And the video is going to be gorgeous. It's shot by the guy who shot Twilight with Mia.
Yeah,
Just
it's
FYI.
directed by.
I'm really
Guillermo
old,
del
so I'm listening to David Bowie's new album, but it's really awesome.
It's really cool album.
Nice.
It just came out.
Yeah, that's
With
cool.
Tilda,
He's
right?
old too. It's good. We're
It's a
good.
great video.
Yeah.
The videos
Yeah,
are amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, great. Anything else that we should talk about before we leave?
Oh, our cast. We have an amazing
Daylight
cast.
saving, or no,
Savings time.
change those clocks.
The other women in the film,
more you know.
besides Mia Maestro, that Adam tortures and abuses, that he treats lovingly, is
Psychologically.
Jennifer Morrison, Zoe Kazan, who we talked about, Kristen Bell, who's amazing, Emily Watson, Oscar winner, amazing. So it's a really tour de force cast, and all because the material was so good, because nobody was getting paid a high salary.
As is always the case with
Yeah.
indie film. Well, fantastic. Well, thank you all so much for
Thanks for
joining
having
us.
us.
Viewers, thanks for joining us.
Go see somebody.
Be sure
Thanks,
to keep
guys.
tuning in for more of our interviews from the Sennheiser plus Paste Interactive Studio and Lounge, South by Southwest 2013. I'm Michael Dunaway, the film editor for Paste Magazine. Thank you.